Scala Radio. They're actually no stranger to this radio station, the Chineke Orchestra, and neither is the founder of that orchestra, Chichi Wanoku, who I'm going to be speaking to very shortly, but we're also going to be speaking to 3 members of the junior orchestra, 3 of the 65 that blew the Britain's Got Talent audience away and the judges as well, and they join us now on Scala Radio. We've got Nayan, who's 11, on the trumpet. And we've got Joshua, who is 17 years old, on the violin. And 16-year-old Iman as well. Hello. Very good. Welcome to Scala Radio. Thanks for joining us. And congratulations, you really did wow the judges and wow the audience with your mix-up, mash-up, if we want to call it that, of traditional orchestral music, but some really good covers of Beyonce hits and things like that. So, Joshua, what was it like appearing in front of millions of people on the television and all the judges, especially Simon Cowell?
It was quite nerve-wracking at first. My knees were wobbling as I was walking onto the stage. But as we started playing, I just let go. I started enjoying myself, and it was quite an incredible experience.
Nayan, I want to ask you, because you're 11 years old. Classical music is not often seen by a lot of kids as cool. Do you think you've put the cool into classical music by appearing on a programme like Britain's Got Talent?
Well, I think we actually did, because not only just did we do classical music, we actually introduced some pop music into it. So it just shows that musicians can have 2 sides to it. You
kind of prove, being 11 and being in an orchestra, that classical music does appeal to a lot of children. Do you think it's taking off for children, or do you think kids have always been involved in classical music in some shape or form?
I think before some time, children didn't play in orchestras. They could play music, but not in orchestras until they're older. But through the time, we've actually, children's orchestras have been made, so we've got the chance now.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks to orchestras like Chineke, kids can play if they want to play. Anan, how long have you been in the orchestra for now?
I've been in the orchestra for 4 years now, so pretty much when it started. And we've done some really, really exciting things. We played at Kensington Palace, amongst others, but I think being on Britain's Got Talent has got to top it all.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, because you've done the CBBC's prom. You did a lot for Black History Month last year as well. You performed for the Mayor of London at City Hall, the Duchess of Cambridge. Why did you do Britain's Got Talent? Why did you feel the need to go on a big TV show? You're doing a lot of big gigs already. Is it because you want other children to know that it is cool to play classical music? It's not just for grown-ups, and there are opportunities.
Yeah, so that was one of the big reasons. And another of the big reasons is because Chineke is here to really show diversity in classical music, because often when you go to concerts, in the audiences and on stage, you don't see many musicians who are of black or ethnic minority, and the Chineke Orchestra is really working hard to redress that balance so that we have orchestras which represent our communities.
Iman, that is fantastic. As well as being a fantastic musician, you're a brilliant talker as well. You should think about getting into politics. Let's hear you in action. Nayan, being the youngest among us, I'm sure a lot of your friends at school that questioned why you're in an orchestra think you're really cool now. You're on Britain's Got Talent.
Yeah. Some of my teachers at school and friends at school don't actually watch Britain's Got Talent, so they watched it just because of me.
And do you enjoy being in an orchestra? What do you enjoy most about it?
The opportunities most about Chineke, we get to play at fantastic opportunities. We also get to play with other musicians that are black and ethnic minority.
And what do you prefer playing, Nayan? A cover of Beyonce or some Krieg? Because you played a bit of both, didn't you, on Britain's Got Talent?
Probably Greek.
Fantastic. Check you out. Now, Chichi Wanoku, you obviously created the whole orchestra from the beginning. You must be so proud of your kids at the moment.
Of course, I was there in the audience at their performance at Britain's Got Talent. And then when it came to watching the event actually on the TV unfolding, I was literally shaking with excitement, as if I'd birthed all of them. It was an incredible feeling of excitement. The word proud isn't big enough. You know, and one of the most common things that people say to me, because even though I want, you know, diversity in orchestras to be business as usual, it should not be a novelty. And even 4.5 years down the line since Chineke was created, people still say to me, Chichi, do you lower the barrier so that BME, black and minority ethnic kids, can get to play in an orchestra? And I find that a really challenging question, because what you saw on Britain's Got Talent was 65 musicians without a conductor, without any music, so all from memory. This is a first across the world. No orchestra, not even professional orchestra, plays not only without a conductor, but also without the music. So when people ask me that question, do I lower the barrier? Actually, no. I raised the barrier and I watched them going over it. In February, I judged the semi-finals of BBC Young Musician of the Year. It's a very high standard instrumental competition. And the jury are usually people who are qualified, who are classical musicians themselves in the industry. So I felt very concerned about whether I should put our junior orchestra on the firing line to be judged by people who aren't necessarily qualified in classical music. And then I spoke to a few of my colleagues and some of the kids, and they said, look, Chichi, just get over yourself. In fact, Joshua even said it to me the other day. If we can convince people who aren't classical music buffs, then we've done even better. And that was the right reason for us to go in for this. And also to be viewed by so many millions of people that we don't normally see in a classical music concert hall.
And that's exactly what Scala Radio has been doing for over a year now, bringing classical music to people that just like it. You don't have to know about it. You don't even have to play it or know how to play it. We just love classical music. It's for everyone. You don't know if you're in the final yet, but I'm presuming you're all practicing in lockdown just in case you do get to the final of Britain's Got Talent. That must be pretty difficult.
The next round will be the semi-finals. We, fingers crossed, we will get through. So we are all practicing on our own, but because our music was specially commissioned, so it wasn't already there before, our next round, if we get through, isn't actually there. So we just have to practice just at home by ourselves, and hopefully that we'll get a chance to play together soon. We
really want to see you back on Britain's Got Talent. And just before we let you go, Chichi, what else can we expect from the orchestra? I suppose it's a bit out in the open at the moment. It's difficult to know, isn't it, and make plans.
We're doing lots of digital content at the moment. We're making partnerships across the pond with similar American organisations. And if anyone wants to, be inspired by even more of the juniors, lots of our juniors are sending in wonderful demonstration tapes where they show how to practice vibrato. There's lots of short videos from our juniors on the Chineke.org website. We're basically just trying to stay engaged, playing in our isolation, but, connecting digitally.
Brilliant, great stuff. Chichi, thank you so much for joining us. Joshua as well, and Iman and Nayan as well. We think you're all super talented. Keep wowing us all on Britain's Got Talent and here at Scala Radio.
Absolutely amazing. And Chi-Chi's going to be taking part in Mindfulness Monday tomorrow.
Yeah, she's one of many guests actually tomorrow for Mindfulness Monday, including Captain Tom Moore. Or should we say...
amazing.
Should we say Sir Tom now?
Well, is he yet?
Well, not yet, but quite rightly, he is going to be knighted. Fantastic. Of course, we had his grandkids on the show, didn't we, a couple of weeks ago? Lovely kids, yeah. Absolutely wonderful. A bit of Chopin now on Scala Radio.